Mic check 1, 2, yes sir, my name is Tyler.
And I'm Zach.
And we are the men of the mic, and you are in the airwaves, my friends. Now what have we got in rotation this week, Zach?
Since last episode, recently I've been listening to a lot of Alex Warren.
Oh wow, that's so interesting. Tell me more.
A little bit of foreshadowing, we'll just cover it later in the episode though.
We can call it that, sure, alright.
Oh, what about you? What have you been listening to recently?
Well, for me, I just got back from vacation with my family and a few friends of ours. We went up to Salem, did a bit of a stop in Sleepy Hollow in between, so with that's a hell of a road trip, so I decided to curate this whole playlist of different witchy, spooky songs to fit the vibe of where we were going. And a couple of my favorites from that playlist are Witches Burn by Pretty Reckless, was one of the first tracks I added because of obvious reasons, just felt fitting with the Salem witch trials. Great song too anyways. And I Put a Spell on You, obviously Hocus Pocus, that's where it filmed, and it's always a classic song to listen to. Can't go wrong with it, I think.
I need to listen to that playlist maybe.
Hey, I'll send you the link. I'll hook you up with it.
Sweet.
And that's about it for what we've got in rotation this week, so we can just jump straight into the video with our first news story. Kind of a downer to start off with for our first couple of stories, but it's still worth covering because it's major events that happened. This one was fresh breaking news too. Like, we're filming this on July 9th on Thursday, and this is news that broke today. Bonnie Tyler, the singer behind famous hits such as Holding Out for a Hero and Total Eclipse of the Heart, name of the episode this week as tribute, she unfortunately passed away. The news broke this morning, and her family released a statement about it.
Her family said, Bonnie's family and team are heartbroken to announce that Bonnie unexpectedly passed away last night in the hospital in Portugal as the result of an illness she was being treated for.
And I saw a bit more about what she was being treated for, too. It was some emergency intestinal surgery.
Yeah, it happened in May, and then since then she had remained critically ill in the ICU.
That's awful. There are very few people I would wish that fate on. That just sounds like an awful way to go out. Just 2 months of absolute pain. Hopefully she can at least rest easy. I hope at least in her final days she was able to be comforted by the people close to her.
At least on the bright side, she left us with amazing songs.
Yeah, no kidding. Left behind a hell of a legacy for sure. News doesn't really get much better, I'm afraid, because the next story I feel is kind of a sensitive conversation. I feel like the right thing to do with how sensitive the material is, we should offer a bit of a trigger warning. There are going to be mentions of abuse, and if that's something sensitive to you, then feel free to skip to the next story. We're not talented enough to know how to do timestamps yet, but this won't be a total focus, so just skip ahead in the video if you need to. But Marilyn Manson, this has been a topic of conversation ever since the pandemic during the early speaking out days, but recently, apparently, there was this lawsuit that was filed by an ex-assistant of his. Originally, it got dismissed. It was late last year when the case got dismissed. But apparently, a judge ruled that it was enough to continue, that there was reason for the case to keep going. Originally, this was Ashley Walters that filed the lawsuit, and she cited sex discrimination, sexual harassment, sexual assault, interference with the exercise of civil rights in violation of the Bain Act, sexual battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. This is all from a Loudwire article that I found just to cite my sources. But yeah, that's originally what ignited this lawsuit, and it got dismissed late last year, but it's been revived. This was the judge. I need to find the name of the judge that was presiding over it. Judge Steve Cochran. He was the one that's presiding over the case, and he was the one that dismissed the request to dismiss the lawsuit. He said it was simply too soon to be cutting the line that finely, and the allegations were strong enough to let the case move forward while body sides gather evidence to show whether the alleged sexual assault qualifies for revival under AB 250. So it's still an ongoing investigation, definitely a very sensitive conversation, but again, still newsworthy, still something to definitely bring attention to. Because, like, in any sort of entertainment industry, music especially, because it's just that big of an issue, I guess, any sort of abuse like that is never okay. There's never any reason for it.
And, I mean, I personally haven't really seen anything about that, but it's definitely something I would have to look into as we cover more into it, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep you updated on anything as it progresses, but whether we like it or not, the news cycle keeps on going, so we just have to keep rolling with it. But on the bright side, at least, we got some lighter, more uplifting conversations to talk about. First one we've got is There Was a Wedding. You probably know which one we're talking about. Taylor Swift got married to the Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce.
It happened July 3rd, so about a week ago from when we're recording this.
Yeah, that was recently.
And funny enough, Adam Sandler was the officiant.
You know what? I saw that too. That's definitely interesting. That's just funny. Adam Sandler's just doing whatever side quests he can do.
I mean, if he's legally allowed to, he can, I guess.
I guess so, yeah. It sounds like a fun time.
Yeah. The wedding was in Madison Square Garden, and it was said there were over 1,000 attendees.
I saw some of the guest lists too. People were talking about it's just a laundry list of any A to Z list celebrity you can think of, but they definitely had a hell of a turnout. And I heard about some music that got played too. Taylor did some of her own songs, and Paul McCartney even flew in for it. Mm-hmm. Apparently he did I Want to Hold Your Hand from the Beatles. And look, like the music or not, it's always a happy time when people get married.
It was also said that both of their vows were around 20 minutes each.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's funny. Look, man, celebrities be how celebrities are. Like I said, it's always a happy time. It's a cause for celebration. It sounds like they're both happy together. And after Taylor's self-documented history with relationships, it's very exciting to see that she's found love with Travis, and I hope they are happy together. I wish nothing but the best for the both of them.
Definitely.
And moving right along, we got some new releases to talk about in our world of music. It's always a conversation that's never going to die, so we're going to jump straight into it with the one that everybody's going to be talking about first, because we're not ones to bury the lead. So Beyonce, she's got a new song out. She released Morning Dew. It's a complete shadow drop, complete surprise release. But I got some information about it. I was talking to a friend about it, actually, and she's the one that told me it was apparently a demo to begin with. It was recorded for her self-titled album back in 2013, and the song's being released now. It's finally seeing the light of day 13 years later for the 20th anniversary edition of her sophomore album, B-Day, so that's exciting. And the hits just keep on coming. The next one we've got is Pretty Reckless. They released their album on June 26th, I believe. It was the end of June. It's called Dear God. It's another one where if you want to, we're not going to give away the whole album review, because if you want to, if we hear enough people asking for it, and for the love of God, if you want it, ask for it for sure. We'll do an album review, but just some general thoughts on the album. I liked it. It was really good. Pretty solid album. When I Wake Up, definitely a favorite track of mine. And it's got an interesting sound to it, too. It's almost a blend of rock and roll and blues. It's got a bluesy vibe to it. And if that's where they're evolving, if that's where they're taking their sound, and that's going to be kind of how they are going forward, I'm definitely interested in how future projects sound, because it's so far so good for sure.
I'll have to definitely give it a listen to get it ahead of the crowd, just for if they want this album review.
Right, yeah. It's good anyway. Even if we don't do the album review, it's one worth checking out. Next up, we got Bring Me the Horizon. Speaking of anniversary releases, we got some answers for what the Dehumanized project was about that they were teasing at the time of our last episode. You remember that at all?
Yeah, what was that fully about now that they've released it?
It was a deluxe bonus track for their remastered edition of their old album, Count Your Blessings. It's Count Your Blessings Repented, and Dehumanized is a bonus track on that album, so that's exciting.
Yeah, can't wait for that one either, and I may have to give that a listen as well.
Oh yeah, definitely worth checking out if you're into that sort of thing. It's good, but it's heavy, man. It's one of those viewer discretion advised tracks that I talk about sometimes. It's a selective palette, but if you're into that sort of thing, it checks all the right boxes you're looking for. It's a solid track. Not one that I usually go to for a full album, but just as a standalone song, it's a hell of a listen. And finally, the last track that I've got to talk about for the release cycle is Ice Nine Kills. That's another one we talked about last episode. They released the Dead by Daylight collaboration. That's a song called Playing Dead, if you're not familiar.
Yeah, I like the game, so I might like the song.
Yeah, that's another good one. It's a bit more user-friendly, a bit more hospitable to the casual audience, so to speak. It's cool, too, because the way the game's got a lot of different horror icons, they kind of play off of that because they did some older albums about different horror movies, so they kind of paid homage to those songs too. So that was kind of a cool bit to pick out while I was listening. Song's really good too, and it's just another feather in the cap for the insane run Ice Nine Kills is on with everything they've been doing in the last couple years. Can't wait for what they do next, because so far it's been great. And next up, we got a new announcement, not a proper release, but there was an announcement from Rock Sound. Do you know those old, pop goes punk and, punk goes crunk, those sort of cover albums that released back in the day?
Yeah, I've heard of those.
This is a sort of... it's the series that brought us such abominations as Falling in Reverse covering Gangsta's Paradise. But it's apparently got a bit of a resurgence. There's a new album coming out. It's not the same in name, but it's definitely got the same spirit. It's this Rock Sound magazine. They got a bunch of artists together for a 10-track album, and it's going to be called Pop Sound Volume 1. Some of the highlights include Andrew Shikari covering What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish. That's hard to picture the sound to the song. That's hard to put it together, but it kind of makes me even more interested. I'm just fascinated to see what that combination sounds like.
And we've also got Bowling for Soup covering Please, Please, Please by Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, that's probably the big one that'll get people talking, but again, definitely a interesting combination. That's one that I could hear a bit more. I can hear that in their sound a little bit, but it's definitely it's always a very strange project. Just a bunch of bands able to jam out and do weird ass experiments with some of the songs that they choose. The only unfortunate thing, though, this is a good news, bad news situation. The bad news is, as of right now, there is no digital release. All that I've seen for this project is a physical release. It is a part of this bundle with a magazine from Rock Sound. I believe it's of the same name. It's a Pop Sound magazine. It's a magazine and CD bundle. It's only up for pre-order right now. Hopefully in the coming months there's a digital release, because that would be cool to be able to support it. It's been a while, and there's been a lot of people asking for this sort of resurgence, so that if they're able to get it off the ground and do future projects, it's one that I'd at least be able to like to support.
And well, hopefully only if they keep it CD, hopefully you got a CD player or an old car. If not, go buy one.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's nice that they're keeping the spirit of physical media alive, but for anyone that's lacking the resources necessary, it's kind of a bummer that we're missing out on it. And that's about it for at least what I've got for the video. As for the last portion of our video, we're going to be debuting a new segment, because oftentimes what you hear on the show is a lot of what I'm able to find on the internet from different sources and outlets, but sometimes I'm not able to cover all my bases. Sometimes there's some gray area, and sometimes my buddy Zach here is able to help me fill in the blanks. So I figure I can honor that by giving my buddy here a segment all of his own. This is going to be called Zach's Picks, and with that being said, just to give you a bit of an intro, I'm going to pass the mic off to him. Take it away, Zach. What have you got this week?
Well, this week I've got 2 segments. Obviously, to start us off, as I mentioned earlier, I've been listening to a lot of Alex Warren, and
That's right, yeah.
Well, it's because he's got a new album coming out called Wild Child.
That's always fun.
Yep, it'll be released August 28th of this year.
Oh, happy birthday to me. That's not too far away.
Yeah, it's
not too far after, even.
It's a 13-song album, and so far we have got 3 songs that he has released out of it.
And I know before the episode you told me about the album leaking too, right? So I'm sure you've had plenty to listen to.
Unfortunately, no. He only leaked the song names.
Oh, really? Are you sure that's an accident? I know bands do that. It's kind of common, actually, on streaming apps, and even just the artists themselves release the full track list just to get people talking. So was it an accident?
Yeah, well, from what I saw and what I read about it, was he was planning on going to try and keep it secret till it comes out, and he was doing a video showing us one of the deluxe album vinyl covers, and just showing us it, happened to flip it to the back, and you saw all the songs.
Well, oopsie doopsie, that's a hell of a mistake to make. Good for you, though.
Yep, so
get these people excited. What kind of songs are you most interested in from this album?
So
what song titles have your interest?
Yeah, out of the ones that are released, number 3 on the album, Passenger, number 6, Fine Place to Die, and number 10, Fever Dream. Those ones I've been listening to a lot, which I really like.
Oh, those are the ones that are released?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Which I'm hoping before it comes out, maybe 1 or 2 more songs get released.
That'd be cool. People do that sometimes. There's a chance.
Yeah, and then out of the ones that have not been released yet, ones that are catching my eye, oddly enough, Emerald Eyes, I Miss You More, and then the final song of the album, which is also the album name, Wild Child.
On the title track, nice. Yeah, they sound interesting. That sounds like, if you're into that kind of music, that sounds like it's promising.
All right, and now, as my specialty, tours.
Yeah, you have kind of became the tour guide of the podcast, haven't you?
Yep, we got a lot. Not in this episode, not a lot, but definitely have seen a lot that are coming up. Obviously, once again, like past episodes, nosebleed seats in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, so, nice.
Pretty local to us.
Close by, yeah. All right, well, hit me with it. What have you got this week?
Bailey Zimmerman, he will be at the Ohio Expo Center August 7th at 7:30 p.m.
Not too familiar with his work, but that's probably, I recognize the name at least. I've heard it once or twice somewhere on, like, online maybe, I don't know. So, but it's a big deal to somebody, so if you're a fan of his and if you're able to get to the Columbus area, definitely check it out if you're interested.
Yeah, and the cheapest tickets that I'm seeing are still pretty expensive, but $107 each.
Damn, that's expensive, dude. $100 for nosebleeds. That's insane.
Yeah.
So, just as a bit of a closing reminder, we mentioned this before, but by the time you're seeing this, it'll probably be tonight. It'll probably release on Friday. So, Friday, July 10th, it's going to be the British Invasion. It's consistently the biggest show of the bandstand that happens downtown. It's on Broad Street by the gazebo. And if you're able to go, definitely go. It's always a fun time. And if you are able to attend, you'll probably see us. Well, me at least. I don't know about my buddy Zach here, but you'll see me there for sure.
I'll try to be there. Just gotta figure out what I got going on that day.
Oh, cool. All right. So there's a chance you might see both of us there. And I hope we're able to see anybody else there too. But I think that's about it for us. So until next time and until the bandstand tonight, my name has been Tyler.
And I'm Zach.
And we'll see you in the airwaves.